Hey bass players, do you really need a compressor that's made specifically for bass, or is a guitar bass like multi-purpose compressor good enough? Today I am putting the Joyo Scylla bass compressor against the Joyo Avallon compressor. We are going to test them side by side, check out the features and sound, and the most importantly, how they actually feel when you play bass. Alright, here are two different pedals. The Scylla was designed for bass players, and the Avalon is marketed for both guitar and bass. Price-wise, both these are like around 70 compared to a lot of compressors out there, on the market. So they are interesting choices if you are looking for affordable but good compression. So with the Scylla, you don't really see exact numbers on the knobs. For example, ratio knob doesn't have the detailed marking, so you kind of have to play by your feel. I assume it's running from 1 to 20, something like that. One feature I really like it is the tone knob. It's kind of high EQ tilt. When you slap, you can kind of brighten up the sound, and if you are playing fingerstyle, you can kind of roll it back to get rounder, more controlled tones. So that's great feature for bassists. I also noticed something important when I use it for live. This Scylla has much less noise compared to this Avalon. On the gigs, that makes a huge difference sometimes. So now the Avalon feels a little bit different. First, you can clearly see the numbers of the ratio, 4 to 1, 20 to 1. It's great, which makes a lot more straightforward to set exactly how much compressor you want. And it's also visually easier to tell how much it's compressing. Here under, you can see the LED lights. It's awesome. The Avalon is very clean, and it adds a little bit more warmth and fuller, in my opinion, than the Scylla. For me, it feels especially really nice with fingerstyle bass. It's not quite as quiet, the Scylla in my experience, but it has a very smooth response. Alright, let's actually hear them. Before we jump into the sound test, let's quickly talk about what compression actually does. Because if you understand the basics, you will hear the difference between this pedal more clearly. A compressor evens out your volume. When you play soft, it lifts the sound a bit, and when you dig in, play hard, it kind of tames the peaks, so your overall tone stays smooth and controlled. There are 3 important settings to know. Here we have ratio, attack, release. Ratio, this is how strongly the compressor controls your dynamics. A low ratio like 2 to 1 is subtle, just evening things out. A higher ratio like 12 to 1 clamps down harder on peaks. Attack, this is how fast the compressor kicks in after you plug a note. A faster attack will grab your note right away and smooth it, while a slower attack lets the initial punch or transient come through before it compresses. Release, this is how quickly the compressor stops working after your notes fades. A fast release feels snappy and responsive, while a slow release gives you a smoother, more natural sustain. So when you are listening to the Scylla and Avalon, pay attention to how they treat the punch of the note and the body of the sustain and the overall warmth. That's where compressors really shape your tone. An easy way to think about compression is like having a friend of the volume knob. Imagine every time you play too soft, your friend quickly turns the volume up so you can be heard. And when you play too hard, they gently turn it down so it doesn't jump out too much. So that's basically what a compressor is doing automatically. So what's the real difference in sound? Scylla keeps the low end kinda tighter than this, gives you more control for your tone, brightness. It's versatile, it feels very natural, and it's quieter for the gigs. Avalon gives you a little bit more warmth and clarity, especially in the mids. You know, it's simpler to dial in. Visually, you can monitor your compression, you know. Both work really well, but the way the response feels a little bit different when you're actually playing. Right, I tried both of these on the gigs. You know, for me, the Scylla felt more reliable and versatile because of the, you know, low noise and flexibility for the tone control. That's really nice. But Avalon, I still love it, you know, when you play like ballads, a lot of slow songs, more sustained notes. It feels really nice in, you know, recording situation too, especially for fingerstyle where the warmth and clarity really shine. So if you are mostly gigging and you want practical control, the Scylla is great. If you're recording or you just like, you know, seeing the exact ratio and having a LED light, you know, on presentation, so the Avalon is a solid pick. In the end, it depends on what you value more. You know, Scylla, less noise, tone shaping, great for, you know, slap, and overall it's good. Avalon, simple, clean, warm, and really nice for fingerstyle recording for sure. Alright, so which one did you like better? Drop a comment below, Scylla or Avalon. I'd love to hear your pick. If you enjoyed this comparison, hit like, subscribe, and check out my other bass gear reviews and stuff. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.